So I stumbled across this weird story that well represents modern day. As reported by ICV2, there are creators that are asking Scholastic to stop setting books aside. But we're not just talking any books. We're talking about the gay books. I've always wondered what the industry would look like without Scholastic and its connection with government and the school system, but that's beside the point. As reported by ICV2, the activists have a problem because LGBTQ plus whatever books are not included in the general collection. They've been in a separate collection for book fairs since the start of this year. Hilariously, Scholastic says they did this to get around certain regulations surrounding this type of material aimed at children, but as usual, you can't appease the mob. The director of the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund told ICV2 that this is the supplier side version of what's happening with librarians in Missouri and states like Texas. Scholastic is very dependent on schools. They want the funding, but so do the schools and the libraries. Scholastic is saying the purpose of this Share Every Story collection is to allow those running book fairs to opt out of the books that might be problematic for them. This whole setup is really a CYA so people don't get their funding pulled. But we've been conditioned so quickly to accept this as a norm that nobody is bothering to ask, why the hell are there so many gay books targeting these kids in the first place? I'm reading through this article and there's all these books that are published through Scholastic that are hella weird. Again, these are targeting youngsters in schools. I'm not thinking, why are they separated from the main collection? I'm thinking, why are there so many that there can even be its own collection? Granted, some of these include the weird race-based books as well, but the rest are just gay. How quickly things move. And this shows why culture is so important. It went from nobody wants to talk about sexuality with your kids to this isn't happening to yeah, it's happening and it's good that it is. And now we're at the point to where many of the activists feel you're the one impeding on their rights if you don't embrace all of their demands. Weird stuff. Up next for the Riververse this fall is Alpha Core #1, written by one of the most prolific writers of all time, Chuck Dixon. Penciled by the legendary Joe Bennett. You're not going to want to miss this book. Visit riververse.com to stay up to date and grab ISOM #1 to get caught up on the first appearance of Alpha Core.